Talk to me.
I'm chilling, man. We are now live. So, welcome back
Yes,
to
yes.
Big Guilty Cigar Podcast. Today, I am joined by my homeboy Miguel. He's the rep at my local shop, and you guys already know what my local shop is over at Sanji's Smoke Shop. So,
Yes, sir.
I last talk. So, like 2 weeks ago, I seen Miguel. I was like, when the next time I see Miguel, I'm gonna get him on the show. I'm gonna have to hunt him down and make sure I'm there when he's there, so I can get him on just to talk about his life in the cigar business, his life before the cigar business, and this way, and also his he does a little drumming. I see,
Oh, damn.
you
Yeah,
know,
you're right.
on
I
you.
do. Damn.
Yeah, kid.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, kid. Yeah, man.
That's my
So
that's my
Miguel, if you
actual
want,
passion. That's like, yeah. Tell me, talk to me. I'm sorry.
all
I'm getting
right.
excited. Tell me, tell me,
No,
tell me,
you
talk.
perfectly
My bad.
fine, man. I was gonna say if you want to introduce yourself, let the people know,
So my
and then
name
we
is
did.
Miguel Montanez. In this industry, I'm known as Mike La Chaveta. My friends call me Mike La Cerveza, even though I don't drink beer. That means cerveza means beer, or Mike La Paleta, which is an ice cream. Yeah, but I'm Mike La Chaveta. I'm an independent cigar broker. I do sales and slash marketing for the cigar industry for a specific amount of brands, and I do territories. And my territory is New York City, all of Long Island, all of New Jersey, and Eastern PA. Shout out to all my retailers in that territory. If y'all listening, yeah. So I'm the middleman. I'm like the real estate agent in the cigar industry. I don't own any cigars, and I don't own a shop. I'm just the middleman that connects the dots. You know what I'm saying? I connect the
Yep.
manufacturer to your retail, your local cigar shop, and I basically smoke cigars and I talk crap. And
Yeah.
here and there I talk business. You know what I'm saying? But like,
hmm
majority of it is like this relationship build, and it's kind of dope. I've been doing it for almost, I think, going on 8 years. Damn,
Wow.
wow, 8 or
So
7. I don't remember.
so who got you into brokering?
That's a good question. I was working as a high school dean in New York City, um, and I started. So let me go back. I was born and raised in Chelsea, in Manhattan,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I would always go to these softball games in my neighborhood. One of my ex best friends used to play baseball there, and he there was another dude named Ronnie who used to play baseball with him too. And Ronnie was always smoking cigars, like consistently. And I was like, yo, and I got mad cool with him, and I'm still cool with him to this day. And
Yeah.
Ronnie was like, yo, I got an apartment on 26. I got a rooftop deck and all that, and I smoke cigars. You want to come with me? And my ex best friend Randy. And I was like, yeah, of course, let's do it. So we went to Martinez Cigar Shop in Chelsea.
Yo,
Martinez
that's my
Cigar
spot.
Shop is on 20. It's funny because I went there. I'm dating myself. This was like maybe 17, 18 years ago. Not the exact time frame I'm not
Wow.
giving you exact dates, but I went there a minute ago
Yeah.
and he bought some cigars and we went to his rooftop and we cut up the cigars. We was watching the Empire State Building and I didn't know anything about cigars. Like I didn't know anything. And I said, you know what? Let me see what this is about. But I remember having some sort of like I'm always jumping around and I'm running around doing mad stuff. And I remember that moment when I was smoking a cigar. I didn't know what I was doing. I remember going, man, this is relaxing. And I was hooked since that day. I know I wasn't smoking a
Nice.
lot. I was smoking one, two cigars every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe top 5 a month. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't smoking that much, and I was getting into it. And then I started doing research on cigars
Yeah.
and like learning how to enhance my smoking experience. Is the window good? Do you hear that sound or not?
You good? You good? You good? You good, brother? Don't worry about that. Don't. You good? You good to go?
So, I was legit like, yeah, this is kind of intriguing. And I know this guy doesn't know me from a hole in the wall, but a lot of the videos that I was seeing was that dude from Florida, Cigar Obsession,
Okay. Yep. Brian Glenn.
and I was just like Brian Glenn, and I was like seeing almost all his videos to understand this, and I was like, man, that's kind of dope. And then I got a book. I forgot who got me the book, and I forgot the name of the book. It was about, I think it was a Cigar Aficionado book, not the magazine, but like an actual book that talked about the history of cigars. And I read the book, and I was like, this is interesting. And then I read the tobacconist book that you could get online and you could read online.
Yeah.
And I was working as a high school dean, and every time I was like intrigued by the cigars and like the basically the talent you have to make these cigars and enhance my smoking experience. And I was like, this is kind of dope.
Yeah.
And then every lunch hour that I had when I was a high school dean, I was smoking a cigar, and the students would tell me, "Mr. Martinez, you smell like you were smoking weed." I'm like, "No, I don't smoke weed. I was smoking a cigar." And during when I was dealing with the kids on my time off, I would always read stuff about cigars and learning the cigars and all that, and it was kind of intriguing. And then I moved to Jersey. And when I moved to Jersey, I didn't have no friends in Jersey. I'm from New York.
Yeah.
And I remember that I was coming home after working in the school system, and I was coming home and I was bored. I was like, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
It's like still mid-afternoon. It's like 3:30.
Yeah.
And I'm in my house, like just moved to Jersey. I don't know like what to do. I don't got no friends. And then I remember I was born and raised in church, and there was a drummer that I learned drums from named Carlos Gomez. Carlos Gomez is partners with a guy named Willie Flores in a cigar shop called the Cigar Room in Fort Lee. And they had a cigar called La Hoja, which they still do to this day.
Yeah.
And I contacted Carlos and I said, "Yo, you need somebody to I wanted to get into the cigar industry so bad. I was like, you need someone to work your shop and make clean up or something. Like I need a part-time gig and I want to learn more about cigars." And he was like, "Nah, we don't need no one in the shop, but we need a sales rep." And I'm like, "What the hell's a sales rep? Like for a cigar?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "I'm gonna be doing this event in Long Island. Why don't you come to Long Island and come to this event and like work it?" And then it was basically like my interview process.
Yeah.
And I was like, and let me give you some background. Before that, I had it was around winter time. I had actually got interviewed by JR Cigars in Paramus. That's now known as Cigars Casa de Monte Cristo. And I picked up. They needed season work for the Christmas holidays, and they hired me part time. And then like at the same time, before they hired me, I was also going to this event in Long Island for La Hoja Cigars, and I did my research on the brand, and I did I went to the event. I rode my motorcycle to the event. It was really far, and the first guy that I saw, I was like, "Let me see if I could, sell him cigars." And the guy bought 2 boxes of cigars, and like Carlos and Willie were like, "Yo, we want you to rep the brand." And I was like, "That's cool." And then I got a call like a day later from JR Cigars at Paramus, and they were like, "Yo, we want you to work." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" I went from like having a full-time gig in the school system to then having 2 part-time gigs.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like,
Exactly.
I got so much going on. So I started brokering for La Hoja Cigars in Jersey. He was the first initial dude that gave me a shot, not knowing my worth and all that. And I did my thing with that brand, man. It was like, I'm being a salesman, you got to be talking to anyone, anyone and everyone.
Exactly.
Like, there's no like, you got to be charming, you got to be, an honest dude, and you got to just relate to people. So I went and I just legit started going to random shops. Like, my name is Miguel Mountain. Some people were like, "Yeah, nah, we good. We don't want that." Some people were like, "Oh, that's cool. Let me get this." And I'm like, "Oh, snap, it's kind of dope." Then I was also learning the craft in JR Cigars at Paramus. And I was like, "This is kind of dope."
Nice.
And I kind of want to excel in this. So I was already kind of checking out of the school system, and I couldn't stand it. And then I was trying to see if I can grow with. Oh, this is what happened. Casa de Monte Cristo had purchased Cigar Inn on 53rd Street and 2nd Avenue and 73rd and 2nd Avenue.
Yep.
Between 2nd and 1st.
No, it's
yeah. That what?
No. I was gonna say it's fair. 52nd. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 50. Yeah, between 53rd and 50. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I know what you're talking about.
they already worked in New York City as a high school dean in the Bronx. So they were like, "Yo, we want you to do the transition and work in New York instead of Jersey." I said, "Cool, sounds good with me." Y'all paying more? And they were like, "Yeah." So they doubled my pay an hour. I was like,
"Nice.
This is dope." Now, I was kind of like, I didn't want to misrepresent the brand that I was repping at the moment because like I was kind of like they gave me more hours when
Yeah.
I worked in New York. So I kind of told, Willie Flores and Carlos that I can't no longer rep their brand because,
Yeah.
JR Cigars had taken over
Hush.
a lot of my
Yeah.
time. And they were like, "Matt, cool with it." And I was like, "All right, this is cool." And then I was trying to go grow within Casa de Monte Cristo, well, JR Cigars, which actually was Casa de Monte Cristo when I was leaving. And I did an interview to be in the
Yeah.
buyers department. Ironically enough,
Yep.
the only reason I wanted to be part of the buyers department is because I was getting fed up of spending money on cigars. And I was like, yo, if
Yeah.
I'm in the buyers department in Casa de Monte Cristo, these fools gonna give me mad cigars. Because I'm like,
Exactly.
I'm the buyer. They're gonna be like, yo, test this out, and then I can smoke everything and for free. So then I was like, they
Yeah.
had a free. I did the interview and they had a freeze on everything. Like when I finished the interview, and I was like, I can't wait anymore. You know what I'm saying? I got to make a move. And then I left the school system, and I was working in a cigar shop that picked up more hours, but I wasn't making money. Like, and I was like, yo, I gotta like, I just left the high school dean position. I gotta step
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? So then this is when like the real the real move happened. Robert Caldwell, excuse me, was doing an event on 73rd Street. And, he was talking to me most of the night. And it's funny because, like, I was talking to Robert Caldwell about, like, traveling.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that don't know Caldwell, and a lot of people that know Caldwell, Robert Caldwell, they know that, like, that dude is legit. Like, the last thing he wants to talk about is cigars. Like, he
Yeah.
lives and breathes it. When he meets people, he wants to talk about everything but cigars. Because these guys are bombarded
Yeah.
with cigar questions. And I understand, there's a lot of
Exactly.
people that want to know about it. But, like, great example, like, you were asking me about, how I started as a rep and, what took me there and what was I doing before. And that intrigues me because it's technically not about cigars. Of course,
Exactly.
there's cigars in it, but, like, I'm telling you my story, which is
Exactly.
fun, and it's exciting. So, Robert Caldwell was doing an event, not like even talking to customers and talking to me the whole time. We were talking about travel, and he was like, "Yo," towards the end of the night, he was like, "Damn, I gotta go to Connecticut tomorrow for this bone smoke." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm going too. I got tickets." He was like, "How you going?" I said, "I'm driving over there." He goes, "You smoke in your car?" I said, "I smoke in my car all the time. Like I'm smoking in my car right now." And he was like, "Oh, word?" He
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Yeah." His business partner named Hernando, he has a place in New York, and they have a car there too that his family owns, and he doesn't smoke in the car. So Rob was like, "Yo, are you cool if you like pick me up and then like we go to Connecticut and I
Yeah.
buy you food and all that and I put gas?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like you Robert Caldwell, you and Matt cool with me. Let's do.
Yeah.
I gotta pass New York anyway
Let's
from
do it.
Jersey, so let's do it. So I picked him up and his business partner, and then me and Rob are smoking cigars, and we go to the Connecticut Barn Smoke, and JD was there, and I think this is the time that All Out Kings, the All Out Kings was about to be released. Something, or the talks were out
Mm.
there. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. And then JD said, like, "Yo, the Caldwell team," and Rob was like, "Yo, come on," and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I was like, "I'm part of the team. That's cool." And I was like, "Yo, this is kind of dope. Like, let me see what I could do with this." So then I
Mm-hmm.
dropped him off, and when I dropped him off, I was unemployed. I was only working for Casa de Monte Cristo part time. And I
Yeah.
told Rob, I said, "Yo, if you need someone to work for your brand, let me know what's up." And I didn't know what capacity he was going to use me and how he was going to like, make me work for him. I was just like throwing it in the air, like, "Yo, let me know
Yeah.
what's up." And he goes, "All right, cool. I'll let you know." I get a call 3 months later. Mind you, I'm
Wow.
broke right now. I'm tapped. I'm like, this shit
Yeah.
is fuck the cigar industry. I didn't get to grow in Casa de Monte Cristo. They didn't want me. I'm still working part time, and I'm working at 2 in the morning, dealing with like, craziness. Cause cigaring, if anyone knows, was like a straight up lounge. And I don't mind working in lounges, but like,
Yeah.
I don't mind partying in lounges. I don't want to work in lounges. So,
Uh-huh.
I was like, all right, cool then. So 3 months pass. I already let go of the school job. And then Jeremy McDonald, who used to be his VP, that now has his own brand called Wildfire. Shout out to Jeremy. He called me. He's like, "Oh, my name is Jeremy McDonald. I'm the VP of Caldwell Cigars. And, Rob told me to call you because, you were interested in working for Caldwell Cigars." I said, "Yeah. What's up? What do you know? How can I be, of use for the company?" He was like, "We need a sales guy." I said, "Okay." He was like, a rep. And I'm like, okay. And then Jeremy gave me he basically, listen, you could be in-house for us or you could be independent.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to give you a backstory. This is exciting. I don't think I've ever talked about this. This is kind of dope.
Yeah.
And then doing it live, I appreciate you, man. And
Yeah,
then
nah,
I was
no
like,
problem.
oh, shit. Like, I was like, this is kind of surreal. Like, I'm like, is this going to make me money? And like, what's the real deal? Like, I don't know if I'm going to make bank. If I would go in the independent route, I'm still going to be broke and I got to come up with money. And then I was like, all right, let me think about this. At the same time, to give you another story that was happening around exactly the same time, I get in contact. Somebody contacts me. Alejandro Tarrant from Casa Tarrant contacts me, and he
Wow.
goes, "Yo, I heard you were rep and you rep this random, you rep this local brand called La Hoja. I want to rep him the territory." So I'm like, "Oh shit, I heard of Casa Tarrant. He has a cigar that's like really good and like fucking like." He basically is the Mexican San Andreas god in the
Yeah.
industry. Like that dude
Yeah.
sells more tobacco to the industry than he sells of his brand. And I'm not taking a jab. I'm just saying like this dude legitimately grows Mexicans. He's the Mexican San Andreas guy. Whenever you smoke Mexican
Yeah.
San Andreas, 95% of the times is his family. So I'm
That's
like, man, this
crazy.
dude, and I know that he sold Te Amo out to this. So I'm like, this dude got money. He has like a farm and he has tobacco, and I'm like, and he's well respected in this industry, and he's also a gentleman. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm talking to him, and he's like, yo, I want you to be an in-house rep. And we were going back and forth with numbers. So he was like, nah, I can't do that. And I was like, well, I'm not doing this. I can do this. And then when Jeremy McDonald tells me, yo, so now going back to the Jeremy McDonald story with Caldwell, he goes, yo, I want you to sell the Caldwell cigars in your territory. This is the territory we're going to outline for you: New York, New Jersey, and Eastern PA. New York City, not all of New York, because New York State is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. He was like, you could be in-house or you could be independent. And I was like, all right, what do you suggest? And then he goes, you should, if you feel like you can hustle and you can make some real money and you want to be your own boss, go independent. And I was like, oh, snap. He just gave me like the advice that changed my life. But at the same
Yeah.
time, independent also means I gotta kick ass and make sure I build a portfolio, because if I don't,
Yeah.
I'ma still be broke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I hang up with him, and I'm like, let me sleep on this. The next day, I'm lying. The same day, Alejandro Torres calls me and he goes, I'm gonna give you the number you want to be in house. And I'm like, oh my God, I got something secure, and then I got something that's
Yeah.
not secure, but I'm my own boss.
Exactly.
And I can make my own schedule
Mm-hmm.
and I can do my own thing. So what do? So I'm from New York, man. I can sell water to a well.
Yeah.
I'll sell, textbooks to professors. I don't give a shit. And I've actually sold
Mm-hmm.
textbooks to professors. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to trust my hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to make sure that I do this right. So I called Jeremy, and I told Jeremy, yo, I'm going to go independent. It was like, sounds good. I'll send you a contract. And this was like years ago. And then I called Alejandro Durant and I said, hey, man, I can't go in-house with you, but I could go independent. And he was like, oh, I can't do it. And then he eventually did it. And I started off repping with Caldwell and Casa Tarrant. And I basically got in the car and I drove everywhere. And I went to every place that had cigar shop that sold cigars. And I was like, my name is Mike Miguel Martinez. I'm an independent broker. I saw Caldwell cigars and Casa Tarrant. And and I'm here now in this podcast talking to you, man. The rest is history.
Exactly.
And
So
I love it. I love everything I do, man. I love this.
Yeah. So what brands do you have under your belt right now that you're repping?
So I'm gonna give you my top 6. I do have a little bit more than 6, but the only reason to give you a top 6 because I don't really share this out loud. I only share it with retailers. I'll give you my top 5. I'm sorry. I'll tell you in person when I see you. You know that.
All right.
I'm gonna give you the first brand that I've been repping for the longest is Caldwell cigars. I do Foundation cigars, Elysione, Crown Heads, and Aladino. Those are my those guys I've had for a while now. And Cavalier, that's my 6th brand. So those are the guys I've had for a long time. For a minute, for a while.
Yeah. So I can't wait for those Cavaliers to come in, yo.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Shit, I can't. Yeah, telling you. And Sanj didn't play no games. He bought everything.
So here's the thing. One thing about uh, I think everybody can agree when it comes to Sanj. If you're his rep, he's like, yo, what do you got?
And he buys it
What do
all.
you got? Always buys it all.
Yeah,
And
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 he
and,
buys
and sells it all.
two of everything. Yeah, the guy don't play
Yeah.
games. I give him that.
It sells everything. Like that's the craziest shit. Like
Yeah, I seen it happen. I ain't gonna front.
when I first started going to Sanj, you hear the stories about how much volume that he moves, and then just being there, and just seeing people come in, just dropping bong, yo, I want this, buying boxes of this, boxes of that. You like, damn,
Yeah,
yo,
it's funny because like Sanj is my closest shop from where I live, and
yep,
it's real funny because when I bought my house in Bloomfield, people thought I moved there because I was next to Sanj,
yeah,
and I was like, that's kind of funny, and it wasn't. It just so happened I fell in love with the house, but I could legitimately like I can't walk to Sanj, but it's like a 7 minute drive. It's the closest
yeah,
shop and closest to my house. And Sanj, I know
yeah,
Sanj for years. Sanj is responsible for me, getting some brands too. Legitimately, like he don't give a shit. Sanj would like I was talking to him when I started,
yeah,
and it was you want that brand, and he would call the owner in front of me, and I'm like, oh snap! Like he did it with Foundation, and he was like, yo, you need to hire this guy, and I was like, and I already had talked to Nick Melillo from Foundation, and I already, and my name was out there, so I'll let you know what this industry is real interesting because
yeah,
like it's such a small industry, and I try to keep my name clean in this industry because it's so easy how you can like lose you lose your value in this
cred,
industry because
exactly,
your credit and your reputation
is
because this
everything.
industry is like it's such a small industry. I always say it to a lot of people like
Yeah,
this industry is so small. If a retail shop farts in California, you smell it in New York. Like
mm-hmm,
dude, it's a crazy, it's a small industry, and everyone kind of knows everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mm-hmm.
that's why, like, I keep myself like, I'm always out there. I'm always running around shops,
Yeah,
but everyone knows, man, I'm not shy to run and like go to shops and do events. I'm out there. You
mm,
know what I'm saying? Like, and I like it. I love what I do, and it's exciting, and it's something that I never thought I was gonna be doing this, and I'm glad I am doing this, and like it's cool because you get to meet a lot of different people. This is the beauty of the cigar industry. There's no like guard. There's some pretend motherfuckers. Excuse me. Can I
yeah,
curse?
yeah, hell yeah.
There's some
Why the
pretend.
fuck you
There's some
can't?
pretend mother. Good. There's some pretend motherfuckers in this industry and like consumers, retailers, and like manufacturers.
Yeah,
But for the most part, like those guys, I don't do business with, and
yeah,
like I learned my lesson the hard way. But then for the bad that there is in this industry and like the shittiness there's in this industry, there's a lot of good. You know what I'm saying? And people are just like the guards are down when you're smoking a cigar. Sometimes you got like the cocky dude that I only smoke
mm-hmm,
Cubans or I only smoke
yeah,
this certain brand, and you're just like, all right, whatever. But like, you know, majority of smokers don't even know how to smoke. That's the sad part. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah,
I was hanging out with a group of friends, and like I've been smoking for longer than I've been alive, and I randomly told them like, "Yo, do you guys retrohead?" They're like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, these are consumers." I'm like, "What do you mean? What is that?" And then like one of them knew like, "Oh, when you blow out the no, I don't do that." And I'm like, "Bro, like when you retrohead, it's like you get
that exactly.
everything
That's where the
everything
magic
you want
happens.
in that cigar. It's like legitimately
Exactly.
like everything you want. Like that's like you having the appetizer, the entree, and the dessert in a great
Yo, for real.
steakhouse or in a great restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
you want the whole experience and the whole meal. You want the service to be on par. Retro Hilling's everything. And it's a lot of people don't know this and they don't do it because they don't have the knowledge behind it, and there's no one
Exactly.
preaching that good word. Like my whole objective.
Oh, I lost Miguel for a second. He should be back on. He is driving, so let's give him a second. He probably hit a dead spot on the highway. So just give him a second to load back up. I just want to thank everybody who's watching so far. Hope you guys enjoying the conversation. Miguel, you back? Uh, well, Miguel dropped off for a second. He'll hop back on. You know, so I met Miguel maybe 2 years ago. And Miguel's a party. I would say that Miguel is one dude who's cool as shit. and he's a walking party.
Yo, you hear me?
Yeah. I hear you now.
Yeah, my
I
fault.
hear you now. Nah,
Yeah, my
you
fault.
driving, so you probably went through a dead spot.
No, somebody called
Yeah.
me. I was like, fuck. Of course somebody
Oh
called me.
shit.
No one calls me. No one called me the whole day. Well, I got a lot of phone calls today. I'm lying. But like a lot of
Yeah.
times when I'm driving and I'm on the road and I'm repping, I'd be like 2 hour drive. No one
Yeah.
called me. I get to the shop, 35 people call me. I'm like, come on, man.
Exactly. You got bad timing.
So I don't know where I left off. Where did I leave off?
You were
I'm
just talking
changing the
about
setting. Don't mind me.
people not people. Nah, but people who don't know how to properly smoke. But you know what? I would say this about Sanjay's. I think Sanjay's shop is we consider it a tobaccoless cigar shop
Yeah.
because people go there and most of the people there never smoke cigarettes, never smoke weed. The only thing they smoke is cigars, and all they want to do is learn about cigars. Like if you
Yeah.
want to learn, Sandra sit there for 5 hours and from back to front tell you everything about the cigar you're smoking in your hand.
Yep.
You
And
know?
you know what's crazy? A lot of times that's what a lot of retailers are missing. They're missing that whole
Yeah,
knowledge behind smoking. And I'll give
exactly.
you a great example. Like my cousin never smoked cigars, big pothead, and he was like, "Yo, talk to me about this cigar stuff." And he was like, "I don't want to smoke, but
Mm-hmm.
like, talk to me. Like, I want to learn what you know, because this guy knows about marijuana, like I know about cigars. He knows
Exactly.
everything. And the guy's never
Yeah.
smoked a cigarette in his life. I don't think so, but he was intrigued on learning about it. So I'm literally talking to him in his backyard. We're shooting the shits, and I'm telling him about cigars and like the whole like why I do it, what do I taste, and then he was intrigued and he was like, "Yo, let me get a cigar." So I said, "Say less." Cut a cigar, lit it up for him, gave it to him. He started
Mm-hmm.
smoking, and I walked him through smoking the cigar, and he
Exactly. Yeah.
finished the cigar, and I was like, "Oh, that was good." Like he liked it, and then he was like, "You got another one?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I think I just got a cigar
Yep.
smoker." Yo, no lie, he smoked the second one.
Mm-hmm.
He called me the next day like, "I can't keep doing that." I said, "Why not?" He was like, "I woke up thinking about cigars and I was like, "Cause you was in a relaxed state, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." And like legitimately, he was like, "I can't do this. I can't be addicted to marijuana and cigars." I said, "Listen, I ain't forcing you to do anything you don't want to do. It's all good." You know what I'm saying? And we left it
Mm-hmm.
at
Yeah.
that. And no lie, like legit, like the dude was intrigued. And I've talked to a lot of people like, if you were to get 90% of the people that never smoke cigars that are intrigued on smoking cigars, and you give them like every knowledge you possibly have about how to smoke a cigar and how to do it the right way, we'll have a lot more cigar smokers, which is the best thing for
Yeah.
the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like the best thing for the
Yep.
industry. Now I'm not trying to make addicts, I'm not trying to create addicts, but like there's a lot of people that are intrigued by it, don't know how to do it. They do it and they're like, this was the worst fucking idea in the world. I threw up, I was
Mm.
lightheaded, you know what I'm saying? And like it has to do a lot with like,
Nah.
yo, you smoked on an empty stomach? What did you smoke? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you take your
Yep.
time? Did you smoke too slow? Did you smoke too fast? I would never suggest someone that's starting off for the first time smoking a cigar to ever retrohale in my life. Like I'd be like, never do this.
Yeah.
Wait till you get, and then like I always tell people like you want to like learn about this shit and then like give it a shot. And
Yeah.
then you understand like what us cigar smokers taste when we smoke cigars and how we feel when we smoke
Mm-hmm.
cigars and like the relaxation that we get and the energy we get. But you don't want to be doing this and like not knowing what you're doing. You inhale by accident because you're smoking it like either a
Yep.
cigarette or a blunt, and then you're like, this is disgusting. Dude, I've been smoking for over 15, 16 years, and I could count how many times in one hand I've inhaled a cigar. In one hand. And
Yeah.
I
You
smoke
know,
a lot.
I think the one thing too is like when people ask like about cigars, I go like cigars are like wine,
Yes.
you know, because like every wine has different notes to it. Every
Yep.
cigar has different notes to it.
Yep.
You know,
Look here,
like
great example. I smoked the Davidoff Auto, the $500 cigar. I got two of them.
yep.
I smoked one and I was like, damn, this shit is the epitome of what a cigar should taste like. You know, it's the
Mm-hmm.
price Is it worth that price? I don't think so. But then, what cigar is worth over
Of course, no.
$100? You know, like
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
it's an
I smoked
experience.
it, and I was like, Jesus, it's an experience, and you get to say you smoked this expensive cigar, and you know, it was
Exactly.
extremely outstanding and very like damn. So then I had my daughter, and I was like, I'm gonna smoke the second one. And I smoked the second one,
That's
and I'm
perfect
not gonna
occasion
say
for it.
because I smoked the first one. I'm not gonna say because I smoked the first one that the second one like was kind of ruined for me because I already had it. But the second one, as a cigar smoker that like tasted the cigars and what they should taste like, I was like, there's
Yep.
something. It was like ah. And then I smoked like an $8 cigar afterwards, and that $8 cigar was incredible. And I'm like, oh damn, it's just to show you.
Yeah.
Because once again, these cigars, premium cigars are handmade.
Yeah.
So you could have a box of 20, 24, 10, and there might be one or two ones that don't smoke like the others because it's a handmade product.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like when people
Exactly.
tell me, yo, I smoked that cigar you rep and I hated it. I go, how many times you smoked it? They go, one time. I said, you got to give a cigar 3 shots. And great example.
That's yep.
I smoked this, I forgot what cigar it was. Oh, yeah. I used to rep La Palina, and there was like, I think it was the cigar with a blue band. It was like a Churchill. And I was like, no. It wasn't La Palina. I don't know if it was that one. I forget. But I smoked it, and I was like, no. It was an HVC San Idustro, like this real strong HVC cigar. And the first time I
Yeah.
smoked it, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, this is not like to
Mm-hmm.
my liking. It's not to my palate. And people were
It's
raving
not
about it.
hitting.
So it's not hitting my
Mm-hmm.
palate. And then I smoked it like a
Mm-hmm.
year later, and I was like, oh, this cigar is banging. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to pronounce this. It's a Sang, it's Gistro, something like that. And it's strong as hell. And I
Yeah.
smoked it for a second time, and I was like, holy snap. And then I smoked it the third time, and I was like, oh, this is banging. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to give a cigar a fair shot. You can't smoke it once
Yeah.
and go, damn.
What you got to smoke it more than once.
Agreed.
You know,
And now people,
like that's
there's some people that be like, I'm not smoking it more than once. Screw that. I'm not going to spend more money. And I had a bad experience, you know? And I understand that too.
well, I think one thing when it comes to, you're spending your money. So
Yeah,
if you have a bad experience, it's very hard to go up and spend your money on it again because you're scared you're gonna have
100%.
another bad experience. But if
100%.
somebody gives it to you, it's a little different. You're like, all right, you know what?
I'm going to
I'll
give
give
it a
it another
shot.
shot.
Yeah. There's some
And that's
cigars that I was smoking. I'll go, this cigar is on the money and it's hitting everything I need for a cigar to do in my palate. And when I retrohale, it's like amazing. And when I do events sometimes, I'll challenge the consumer. When a consumer's iffy about a cigar I specifically like, and they tell me what they like. Because this is the thing, we all have different palates, right? Like you could smoke something and you could
exactly.
think it's amazing, and I can smoke and I go, this is horrible. And vice versa, right? That's the beauty of palates. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like everyone has a different palate, and I could sell you $100 cigar, and you'd be like, "This is amazing," and I could sell you a $10 cigar, "This is trash," and vice versa. So I will go when I kind of get a sense of what a consumer likes smoking. Like I'm like, "Yo, what do you like smoking? Mild, medium, or
Mm-hmm.
full?" And then they'll tell me like medium, and then they tell me I like Padron Maduros. I'm like, "Bro, you like full body cigars?" Like that's another thing too. So I like it's a
Exactly.
2-step thing for me. Like I say, what strength level you like? And the majority of the time,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
80% of the time, I hear medium body. And then I go, what cigars do you smoke? Oh, I smoke Padron Maduros and
Mm-hmm.
I smoke Mexican Sun, whatever, anything Maduro. And I'm like, bro, you kind of like full. And maybe medium to full,
Yeah.
but not medium all the way. So because I smoke so much and I smoke everything, I could kind of sway you to what I think you might like. Now, if
Yeah.
someone says something that I smoke on a regular, like something that I love, I go, oh man, you got to try this. And they go, and they're hesitant about it. And I go, bro, we have the same palate. Trust me. Buy the cigar. If you don't like it,
Mm-hmm.
I'll pay for it. I say, and I have
Yep.
never had anyone tell me, yo, pay for the cigar. Because I don't like it. I'll buy you a cigar. No one's ever done it. Because if I know your palate,
Yep.
which means knowing the customer, right? I know what you're going to like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be exactly to what is your liking in the sense of a specific cigar. Like if someone tells me I like smoking, a Padron Maduro 1926, I have cigars that could go there. But like he goes, I want that exact taste. And I'm like, yo, just buy the Padron. 1926
Uh-huh.
Maduro, but here's something that I can show you that's similar or somewhat likely to be very similar to the cigar. And then people go, oh, snap. Or they go, it's not a Padron. And I get it. And listen, it's not going to be the same cigar,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm trying to swear. You know what I'm saying? You order, you go to steakhouses. Every chef cooks the steak a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Different. Yeah.
But you
So,
can appreciate.
exact. So, like, for me, like, I like a sweeter. So, like, I like a sweeter tobacco. So that's why I like like, I love the La Roma de la Cuba de Passion.
Right.
Love that cigar.
It's a phenomenal cigar.
I, like, you can pronounce the name better than I can. I call it the pastry because I can't speak French.
It's Le Patissier from Crown Heads. It's a Connecticut broad
Yes,
made by
sir.
Maxa in Nicaragua. That cigar is tasty,
Yes,
and it's full
sir.
bodied, but it's also medium
Yes.
bodied. You know what I'm saying? It's medium full.
Yeah. That's my
Yeah, that cigar
That's a go-to.
money.
That's a go-to right there.
And you know what's
You
crazy
know,
too?
of course.
Size matters. In this industry, size is big. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
legitimate. Like, I don't smoke personally. I don't smoke anything over a Toro. And if I smoke a Toro, like I smoked a Toro today, and that's like very rare of me to do because I barely smoke Toros. But sometimes there's brands that I represent. A great example, Edizioni. He blends his cigars to taste the best in a 6x56.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like, well, it's a bigger Toro. You know, a traditional Toro is either people will fight me over this. It's a 6x52 or a 6x50. You know, those are traditional Toros. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the two sizes that are traditional. But like, he makes a 6x56, and that size, that blend, any blend he makes that size in is made to like be enhanced in that size.
Yep.
But I like
Yeah,
smaller
I like the Legione, man.
And Edizioni is one of my favorites. I smoke a lot of Edizioni, like a lot. Edizioni,
You know, like,
they've been in the game for a while.
Oh, so what are you smoking now?
I'm smoking an Anastasia from Robert Caldwell.
Okay.
I think it's his third rendition or his fourth rendition is the secondary band that's gold. This cigar is very tasty. It's fucking, just a lot of flavor. I was been smoking it for a while, and my next cigar is probably gonna be an Edizioni. You know what I'm saying? Like, I smoke a lot of cigars, and I don't really have a rule of what I should smoke. I just, throughout the day, I'm like, all right, let me try this.
So, like, for me, like, I pretty much smoke everything in the shop. I try everything in the shop at least one time.
That's good.
So yeah. So, like I like Illusione because of the spice. I like that new Crown Heads, the Los Caveras, the orange bag.
Las Calaveras, yeah.
Yes.
Las Calaveras,
like that. Yeah. I like that one. One thing, and of course, and besides smoking a lot of Sanjay stuff, because the SPs are fire. Like, especially like the red is a go-to for me. The new Cameroon. Listen, next time you come to the shop, ask signs for a camp. Yo,
I think he did.
Fire.
I think my favorite cigar from Sanjay is his first cigar, the red. That shit is money. And then his new Lancero is a money. He got a couple of bangers. Like, he got some great tobacco, and the guy like legit, like, you can't go to Sanjay without smoking a cigar. Like, he'll be like, yo, here. And I'm like, dude, you gave me a bundle yesterday. You're smoking a cigar. I'm like, all right. And I don't mind it. If it was horrible, I'd tell Sanjay I don't want to smoke it. But Sanjay has really, and it's funny because a lot of people ask me about a cigar. They're like, yo, what do you think about a cigar? And I'm like, yo, it's actually like really good. And it's weird because a lot of retailers that branch out and they have their own cigar, a lot of times, like, it's like, he came out with his own cigar. But Sanjay hit the jackpot with that one.
Well, you know what the thing is a lot of people pick their blends. So they'll link up with a company, and the blend will already be made. They'll just go and say, oh, let me try this one. Let me try that. Let me try this one. And they'll try to go, all right, I like this one. I want this one to represent my brand. But it's like, all right, well, it's good, but will everybody else like it? because the one thing is when you come out with your own brand, you're not smoking for yourself. You gotta say, all right, what's enjoyable for the people? What do I think the people will enjoy? And some
And
people
that's
just
a
pick
dilemma
horrible
a lot
blends.
of manufacturers have. That's a lot of dilemma that dilemma is legit in this industry. So a lot
Yeah.
of damn, why does this hat look so crooked? It's making me self conscious. a lot
Mhm.
of um a lot of manufacturers they make cigars that they like. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But and sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the right brands come out with a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like they have their babies, and then
Exactly.
they have like what the market wants and what the consumers want to smoke. But
Exactly.
ironically enough, like this industry is so interesting because what people smoke in New York and New Jersey and PA is different from what people smoke in the Midwest or in
On the
the
West
West Coast. You know what
Coast.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there might be some
Or even
similarities,
down in
but
Texas.
yeah, like there
Like,
might be some similarities, but like there's like I've talked to manufacturers and they're like, yo, I can't keep this cigar in stock in like Chicago or or fucking Texas, and I'm like,
mhm,
yeah, I can't even sell that cigar out here. But
exactly.
that's why like a lot of brands, a lot of manufacturers that I represent, they have a little bit for everyone.
Everything. Exactly. And that's the biggest thing. You gotta have something for you gotta have something for every smoker.
Yep,
And honestly,
hundred
the
percent.
problem one problem too is when you're trying to get that cigar, and this is just my philosophy when it comes to getting cigars in people's hands. I feel like you have to, especially when you're starting off, you got to put it at a price point where people don't mind picking that one cigar up. They say, all right, I got four. Oh, this is new. Let me try it. Because
Yeah,
if your cigar is between 8 and 12, are willing to at least give it a try. But I feel like
yeah,
you
I
can't
see
be a
what you
new
mean.
brand and your first cigar is $15.
Yeah,
You know,
see that, and when it comes to
especially
pricing and all that, that's why I thank God I don't have my own brand. I would never want to have my own brand because like I don't, that whole thing about pricing. I listen, I don't even touch that. I'm like, this is the price. It is what it is. That's what they priced it at. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And like, I would say this: a lot of the tobacco industry has had like a real like increase in pricing because of raw
yeah,
material, because of labor, because of cellophane, because
mm-hmm,
of bands, because of distributing. There's a lot of factors that a lot of consumers don't really understand. That why a cigar costs $12, $13, $14. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Like, there's a lot of things behind it that people don't even know. Marketing for the cigar, all that, it costs money.
yeah,
So, like, it's like it's crazy because a lot of people don't. They're like, oh, why, why is this cigar $5 and these other cigars $15? And I'm like, listen, man, maybe that $15 cigar has aged tobacco and like a rare
exactly,
wrapper, or like they aged it longer, which costs money because aging longer means you're holding it for longer, which costs you money. There's a
yep,
lot of factors that people don't consider
exactly.
when it comes to the price of cigars. They just go, I
Well,
don't get it.
yeah, I think the one thing too is that a lot of these cigar companies they have investors, and the investors always like, "Yo, when's it coming out? When's it coming out?" So what happens sometimes also is you'll put out a product and it's rushed, and that's one of the worst
Yep,
things you can do because if your tobacco's not ready and you put it out early, people go, "Yo, this is dog shit,"
yep.
and then
And then you
they
damage your
won't
brand.
take it again. Yeah, and they won't go
Yep.
back to it. And what
Yeah, that's the
and
big problem. Yeah.
you know and I feel like one company, because everybody talks about this one company saying their cigar used to be so good 3-4 years ago. But I feel like they're like now they're not letting their tobacco age like they used to,
Mm.
you
I
know.
don't want to know what brand
And
it is. I'm not asking.
no, I'm not even gonna listen. So one thing Sanj always tells me is never badmouth another cigar shop. I mean
Yep.
another cigar brand. Never
Hmm.
badmouth them because you never know who you're gonna meet, who everybody
Yep.
likes. Because somebody like just because you don't like it doesn't mean that person over there don't like it. Like, you
Yep.
know, I can say one thing. I used to go and bash Perdomo cigars, bash them, and little by little, I say, you know what, fuck, let me go back to, let me try them out, and dude, I went back and I'm like, yo, this is some good shit.
Let me tell you something.
You know,
Perdomo's been in the game longer than a lot of people know, man. And I don't know him personally. Like I know,
exactly. Well,
like I don't know him. I know his son. His son is kind of cool, but like I don't know him personally. But that dude, when you see Perdomo in the store, it's a fucking
yep,
ball of Perdomo. That motherfucker
exactly.
markets his shit. Every box looks nice and
Yep.
colorful. There's a blend
You
description.
know what?
The dude is doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Despite
Yo,
however
I
people
would
feel
say
about
this.
him.
No, I like honestly like now like there's a few Perdomos that are go tos. Like the 12-year barrel age can smoke that every day. The 10-year
There was a
Maduro, the
one. I
10-year
was
Smogo.
smoking one. I was at the 20th. I was smoking one a lot. The 20th.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember.
The the the,
Yeah,
the,
that.
the 20 the
And
20
you
year
know the
Sungrow or
biggest.
the
Yeah, both Sungrown and Maduro.
mm-hmm.
I haven't smoked it in a
Yeah,
while, but like if you look at Perdomo, like his number one seller is the champagne,
yeah, yeah.
and people
And you know
don't know,
what the
and it's
thing
in
is, and
Connecticut.
yeah. Well, you know what, like the one thing that I learned, especially like dealing with people when people come into the shop and they say that they're not experienced, that's the first place I take them because because you never because you never hear people having a bad experience, especially for a beginner. They never have a bad experience with a Perdomo cigar.
That's good.
So
And I haven't smoked Perdomo in years, like years. I
yeah,
gotta
like
revisit
yo, like
this, you know, because
in
like
my
I like good
yo,
cigars.
like in my cigar bag now, I got the 12-year barrel age in my cigar bag now. Like that's how much
Or it's
I
like
like
that.
that one. Yeah, it's like that. I got that one. I like I always pick up like one or two, so I always got on me. That's how much
Nice.
I like that cigar. You know, I keep that one.
What's your go-to cigar outside of that one?
Uh, outside of Sanchez stuff. Oh man, I really like the Passion, man. That's like if
Nice, man.
like I would go to that cigar every day. You know, the Passion I would go to. I like the Umaga from Saka. If I want something heavy with some heavy spice,
What size?
um,
The Umba
I like
God
the
is good,
Toro.
but in the Toro size to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Toro is and I don't even like
you
Toro,
know,
but I smoked that cigar in several
like
sizes. The Toro was it.
you know what, you know what's what I've been feeling that I just started smoking the other day is the Chisel by LFD.
Oh yeah, shit. I was smoking chisels in the past, bro. Like
Yeah,
9 years ago.
the Chisel. I was like, yo, I'm like, yo, this is not bad. Like the David, the David, the Havana
I'm
seed,
not a CT.
yeah, that one's the go to.
Not David is money.
Yeah, all the time. You know what I like too, man, is that T110. If I want something super strong, that
Oh,
T110 is fire.
how the hell you got the T110? That shit is like nowhere.
Yo, well, we don't got no more. We used to have them. We out of them shits. I was looking
That
for
shit
the other
sold
day.
out. That shit
I was
sold out
pissed.
almost everywhere.
Yeah, I was pissed. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck, yo.
Tab got some heat lately, man. Everything that motherfucker making,
Yeah,
everything Pete's making. Shout out to Mo too, man. One of my favorite people in the industry.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
Tab,
like I
Pete
like
Johnson been coming out with fire.
like one of my go-tos if I'm home. I like Casa Cuevas. You ever had them before?
He once. Once, yep.
So
One
their
time.
patrimonial is one of my go-tos. Love that cigar.
So it's funny because
Like
Casa
I love
Cueva
that one.
is I think ballhead dude owns it, right?
Yep, Luis
He
Cuevas.
gave, yeah.
Lewis is cool as shit, man. Lewis,
His son is
one of the
real
nicest
cool.
people. Yeah, Alec is great. I'm
And I
actually going
smoked.
to Florida. I'm actually going to Florida to that house in 2 weeks.
Oh man, I talked
Yeah,
to his son because I smoked that Nueva Sangre that his son made,
yo, fire.
and I gave him props. I was like, yo, bro, that was bad good. He was real nice, very well respected. He's an old school young
Yeah,
kid, and I love it. And then his
yeah.
mother, Louis Cuevas, she was mad
Denise.
cool. Like she was real, yeah, Denise. Like straight up,
Denise
I
is
picked up her. We was talking. She was mad nice, and I was like, man, you mad cool.
Denise
You know
is
what
a
I'm saying?
sweetheart. Denise is a sweetheart, man. Like, you know what? Like, you know, it's like I root for them because just because I know them, you know, like I want them up here in the north.
Yeah.
You know, like I want them up here, but you know, like it's hard because they don't have a broker up here.
Yeah, I think they had one before, but I didn't think that worked out. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no lie, man.
So
Like, there's a lot of brands out there too. There's so many brands, bro. Like, it
that's the
becomes
thing.
confusing to me. Like,
Well,
I'm like,
you know
bro,
what
this
was
is
one
like,
that I don't have access to a lot. If I order, I got to order online. Is the Killer Bee and the Shaolin?
oh, that's Black Label, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So James
that
Brown,
one
the
right.
owner of
That one right.
Black Label, that dude is
Yeah,
real quiet but mad cool. When I went to Nika for the first time,
yeah,
I went to his
yeah,
factory. Mad cool, and his wife is good people. Like, just a good family.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
oh shit, he gave excuse me. He gave me some cigars. Just a solid dude. I met his son, who was a baby.
yeah,
Then I saw his son at
yeah.
PCA recently. The kid is taller than me.
Mm,
Yeah, the dudes in black, in
that's fire.
Black Label, they're solid people.
Yeah,
Excuse me. And his factory is kind of dope because he's like very meticulous. You can tell like he's really clean when
yeah.
it comes to like how everything looks. But Black Label, man, they have so much that it's confusing to me. To like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know how many cigars they have, but these guys, they doing their thing, man. And Black Label
You
has
know.
been just, I like supporting people that are cool, and I'll even support people
Mhm.
that are not that cool because I like cigars. But like, it's cool when you get to smoke a cigar from a manufacturer, and they're also cool people.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like Martinez. Yo, anytime you go to it's a party in there, man.
Yeah, them motherfuckers is
Anytime,
crazy. I love them motherfuckers.
anytime you go on Martinez, there's always a party up in there. You know,
Yeah,
they cool as
and
hell
that's
in
my
there.
own neighborhood.
The
I was
only
born
thing
and
that
raised around there.
yeah, the only thing that hurts them now is just the fact that they're based in Manhattan and that 90% tax is crazy.
75% tax.
Yeah, 75%, man. That
That
like
shit is real, man.
that
That
right
shit
there, it sucks because they would
that messes
sell,
up a lot of business in New York.
sell yeah, they would sell so much more cigars if it wasn't for that fucking
Oh
tax.
yeah, 100%,
You know,
100%.
and it's frustrating just because of the fact like if I go there, I know for a fact I'm spending $15. Just
Oh,
because
easy.
of just because the cigar might be $9, but with that tax, it's going to run you up.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's crazy, man.
And it really is. But have you smoked any like another brand that I like that I had a few of was Rojas?
The Rojas got some heat. Shout out to Mark Weisenberger, the independent broker that does Rojas. That's my guy. I
Yeah.
saw him recently. That's family, man. I love that dude. Rojas got some bangers, man. The street taco, inexpensive everyday cigar.
Street taco.
The
Yeah.
blue statement. The blue statement or the bump?
Well, you know what the thing is too is, and their price point is great.
Yeah.
Like their price point is at a spot where you don't mind trying it because the price point you're like, yo, this right for how much? You're like, oh,
yeah.
I'm snapping this up.
Yeah. And you know what? They're good cigars. You know what? Its whole motto is like small ring gauge only. And I don't mind that because I'm all about small ring gauge. I like smoking small cigars. I don't mind like a long cigar. I don't want a brolic cigar. I don't do over 52 ring gauge. I'm not a fan of that. Let me smoke 660 right now. I'm joking.
Now, you about to grab that Asylum, yo.
You good.
That ogre.
That shit, you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
It sells, man. Like, that shit sells like crazy.
Yo.
There's a market for that. And
we got
more power to them.
Yo, it's crazy. Like it's these guys who come into the shop. They come in the shop every week and they buy like 8 of them. Like I'm like, yo, they come in there and they buy 8, 10. I'm like, damn, I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I can't get
And
down with those, man.
but we spoke about cigars. Let's talk about you
Yes.
outside of cigars. So like,
Outside of
so
cigars,
growing
I
up in,
like that.
so like, so you know, I seen you playing the drums earlier.
Yes, sir.
And second of all, and when you always come in the shop, you always got the music playing. You always singing.
Yes, sir. Music
You always
is
singing when you come into the
music is
shop.
my music is my baby, man. Like I love everything about music. I've been playing drums since I was 2 years old. I was born and raised in church, and I played in church. And then I played in a rock and roll band called Desolate. They're still playing to this
Okay.
day. I played straight up heavy metal in CBGBs, which doesn't even exist anymore. It's a
Mm.
John Varvatos, and I was a teenager. And no lie, man, I love music, man. And then I fell in love with like salsa. Like I'm a huge salsa fanatic.
Yeah.
I'm a land percussionist. I got timbales in the house. I got a bunch of stuff, and
Yeah.
it's just my I love it.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying? Like if I
that's
could get paid, yeah.
that's Mario's
Tell me.
thing. Mario will go and put on an old classic Cuban,
Yeah,
salsa, and
yeah.
he'll be sitting there like, and he'll sit there like, yo, this dude did this dude did that. I know so much about Latin music just because of Mario.
Yeah, and it's crazy
You
because
know.
like a lot of people don't know, salsa was born in New York City, my friend. Now the roots
Mm.
are not from New York City. The roots go back to Africa. If we're going to
Uh-huh.
talk about the history of salsa, but like salsa, the genre of salsa started in New York City by a Jewish guy. He was
That's
infatuated with the
crazy.
sound of music, and he had the money. And I think his name was Jerry. I forgot his last name. And he funded the whole salsa movement with a Dominican flute player called
Wow.
Johnny Pacheco. And they
Mm.
created Fania All Star. But like, I love everything about salsa. Listen, if I could get paid what I get paid in the cigar industry, in the music industry, I would probably move to the music industry. But the music industry is like hitting the lotto, bro.
Yeah.
Like legit, like that shit is like if you do a gig a night and you probably get paid like maybe a
Uh,
150, if that. If you it's not something where you can live off of unless if you like
yo,
signed to someone or you have a name. But I don't have no name.
yeah.
I love Latin
Hold,
percussion. I
hold.
love salsa. I'm a huge salsa
I
fanatic.
gotta give a shout out real quick. What's going on, Erica?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Yeah, what's going on,
Erica,
Erica?
who's that? Erica?
You met Erica before. Black chick. She's
Erica.
always in the back. She's always in the back of the shop.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. What up, Erica?
You know,
But
Erica's
you
always
can
in the
see. I don't
back.
even. I don't even. Do you see who's watching and all that? Anybody have questions or something like that?
Nah, well, we got. I could see like it's like 3 viewers, stuff like that. But I can see the
Nice, good.
comments, and I can post what people post right there. My boy Eric's in the shower listening right now.
Clean
Yeah,
up, Eric.
she
Clean up.
tells
No, but like,
everybody says hello.
nice.
You
Yeah, my
know,
whole passion,
but
with music is that just surpasses a lot of things. Like, so I've always wanted to play with a live
mm-hmm,
salsa band, and I was in Colorado for the Colorado Cigar Festival, and
mm-hmm,
I was like, I'm not a shy dude, but when it comes to music and
yeah,
my musical talents, I'm extremely shy. Like I'm very guarded, and I'm like
yeah,
you'll see me, and you'll be like, yo, this is not you, because I get nervous. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get nervous when it
yeah,
comes to like talking about cigars, being on podcasts.
yeah,
But the music thing to me, it's personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to
yeah,
mess up, and I don't feel 100% secure, so I don't branch out to like get on something. You know what I'm saying? And like play music with a live band, and then like
yeah,
I was in Colorado and there was a salsa band playing for the Colorado Cigar Festival, and I said, "Fuck
yeah,
this, man! I'm tired of like being. I'm 40 years old now, and I'm like, it's time to like start, breaking the shell of insecurity that I
yeah,
have when it
rocking
comes to
out.
like playing live music and just enjoying the time." And when they were playing, and I told guys, I was like, "Yo, man, I play timbales. I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get a shot." He was like, "Yeah, no doubt, I got you." And I was like, oh shit, this is really happening. And I said, you know what, screw it. And I started playing B. And I was a little rusty because I haven't played
Yeah.
in a minute. But like legit, like I was in the zone, man. I was like, oh man, I needed that. Like, and now I'm trying to see if I can pursue something in that man. I'm always gonna be in the cigar industry. Like unless if I'm getting paid millions to be in the music industry and I gotta travel
Yeah.
every week, then different story. But like the cigar industry, I mean, you could do both. That's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying?
So you know who else grew up playing drums
Who?
is Rob.
Oh, word?
Rob from
I
the
didn't know
shit.
Rob was a drummer.
Yeah. Yo, Rob is a music, like his dad was a drummer, so Rob grew up playing. Rob knows how to play everything.
Wow.
You know?
Should I
Yeah,
smoke
so
this,
he
Rob?
played. Yep, should I smoke this, Rob?
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's what's
so
up. I
so
didn't know
that
that.
that's how me and him really connected, was through music.
Huh? What do you play?
I don't play nothing. Yes, Erica,
You
I
sing?
Rob. I can't sing. I'm an A&R. I just got the ear for it. I just got the ear. You
So
know?
how did you guys connect through music?
Through rap, you know, like we started off through rap, and then he was telling me about, you know, how he grew up playing certain instruments. And the best thing about it is when I hear a shitty drummer, I'll send it to Rob on Instagram, and Rob goes, "No, that guy
Yeah.
fucking sucks." You know, and
Now,
we'll
have
sit
you
there and we'll
heard
just
me play the drums in my Instagram?
a couple times. You
Like
know, I heard
I
you
played
a
like on
couple
a
times.
five. Like now I
Yeah,
want to hear what Rob got to say about it. You know I'm gonna sign you soon. I'm gonna be like, yo, let me know. Tell me the truth. I want to hear how whack
yeah,
I am or how good I am. 'Cause, you know,
yeah.
I want the criticism.
You know, like but you know, like so I also learned a lot from talking to him just about music. You know, and today I was
Nice.
explaining to him just, you know, like I was telling him just about, you know, we were talking about Atlantic Voyage by the Ozzy Brothers.
Uh huh.
You know, and just
That's crazy. You
when
said Isaac Brothers. I was listening to them this weekend. I swear to God. Like I wish I was lying to you.
yeah,
I swear to God. Footsteps
but
in
here, but
the dark.
yo, dude, but and that's the thing. It's like when you, there's their music is sampled so many times, it's not even funny.
Oh yeah. No, dude, I
You
was
know?
listening. So like I know how they said ban R. Kelly, but I was listening to the Ozzy, the main singer of the Ozzy
Listen,
Brothers, R. Kelly. Shut up! Can't you see
yeah.
two men are talking? But I
So
told your
here's the
ass
thing:
to get to walking.
if the R. Kelly playlist come on, do you cut it off or you gotta keep it on? Because if the R. Kelly playlist come,
You know what I'm gonna say? Because we're in a podcast. No comment.
let me tell you, you know, besides, you know what? But the thing about music is that all of the great had issues.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm telling you, listen, man, that shit that's still undiscovered with a lot of current people that we're listening to now, or old school
Exactly.
classics that it was never shouted out loud. And then the whole dilemma goes back to this, which is, and not trying to bring it back to cigars, but slightly bringing it back to cigars. I could dislike somebody, and I could dislike a manufacturer, but if he makes
But good
a
shit.
fucking amazing cigar, how am I not gonna smoke it?
Exactly. You
Like if I'm
know,
a
and the
cigar
thing too
smoker,
was,
and go.
you know, so did you ever hear this story? Like the song about what R. Kelly, like feeling on your booty. So they said that he was recording. So the track is playing, he has the mic, he's sitting there and he's rubbing on two girls' butts as he's just freestyling the lyrics. He didn't even write the song.
Man,
He was just freestyling the lyrics. Because you have to
dude,
think about that. You have to think
I
about,
don't know if you're ready. I don't know if you're ready to be canceled yet, man. Be careful.
yeah, that's fine, man.
Walking on
Listen, that
thin
is
ice,
fine.
bro.
Yeah, that's fine. But you gotta like think about like he wrote like "You Are Not Alone" by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Like he wrote. Think about if he gave "I Believe I Can Fly" instead of him singing that himself. Imagine if he gave that to Michael Jackson. One of my boys brought that up to me
Well,
at work. I was like, "Yo, dude, the money he would have made off of just writing that song, and it would have been insane. They would still be playing that song today. I Believe I Could Fly by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, 100%.
You
That
know,
was my graduation song when I
like,
graduated 8th grade.
yo, like when, like I feel like when people are that messed up, they have like just a gift, and you know, like it's kind of their release.
Yep.
Like because when you like think about all the rock bands from back in the day, they all
Oh
were
yeah, they was
crazy, wild.
back in the days.
You
The
know,
motherfuckers is wilding out now.
yeah. So you know, like Guns N' Roses. You know,
Yeah.
Act was just always on drug, but you know, don't get like I don't think he was the best singer, but everything came together and it was just perfect.
Yeah.
You-
100%.
And you know, like Blue Magic, and then you got Teddy Pendergrass.
Teddy Pendergrass.
You know,
Yeah. They had
Ted-
a show. They had a documentary on him.
yo, Teddy was the man. So
Yeah.
it's crazy because you know the reason why he went solo was Howard Melvin kept messing with him, and Teddy was like, "Yo, you know," because nobody else he wasn't part of the Blue Notes. Nobody else in the Blue Notes could sing. Nobody was messing with Teddy.
Yeah, that's true. Nah, nobody was messing with Teddy.
So he was their lead singer. Then you had the Commodores, Lionel Richie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Smokey Robinson. The only issue I have from back in the day, like that, was that I didn't like how Motown they only used 3 writers.
Yeah.
You know, and everything was like force fed. So it was like Smokey was like, all right, I got a song. You know, all right, well, he'll be like, all right, well, I'm gonna give the Temptations this song. I'm gonna give this group this song, and I'm gonna just see which one pops. You know,
Crazy.
and that's the crazy thing about music, and also just Motown.
Yeah.
You know,
Telling you, man, it's hard to cancel people, man. Especially when you grew up to that, and then like, you know, you fell in love with that specific song, and it meant something to you.
Yeah.
And it's a piece of art. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something like
it is.
you appreciate the music behind it, but then like I know that this is crazy, man. I'd rather not talk about it.
You know what? So there's a Dominican singer from back in the day. He was dark skinned. He like his complexion's he kind of like his complexion's like Pedro Martinez.
Okay.
I think it's I don't think I don't know if it was Anthony Santos.
Yeah, he's dark, and
but
Anthony Santos.
Yeah, but his stuff was Mario would just put that shit. I'm like, yo, this is fire. I'm like, yo, I had no idea he sung this,
That dude is classic.
sung that. Yeah.
You know, it's for my kids.
Yeah. You know, and even now.
I got 5 more minutes with you. I just thought I'm gonna be in my next destination in 5 minutes. I don't know how long
you good.
My fault.
Yeah, now you good. You good, brother. You good.
Yeah. But Anthony Santos is a classic. He's a bachatero and he's a perico ripiao, which is like 2 different genres that he does.
Yeah. You know, and then like, you know, did you have like Cuban salsa? You know, when they came over,
yeah.
all of them came over and they all wanted to be musicians. You know, yep. and they all wanted to come to US and come to New York and play at the Copacabana.
Yep. At the Copacabana.
But you know, like
crazy.
Like music is because like even Bad Bunny stuff. I don't understand one word of it, but you like the flow of his voice. You know?
Yep.
Like the flow of his voice.
Blown up to the point like he's the Drake of the reggaeton.
God level. Exactly.
Everyone's vibing with that dude.
Yeah. You know, and now he's working on his English now, So now he's getting that English, market because he's able to do commercials. People seeing him more.
Yeah.
It's something
I heard yesterday that The Weeknd is starting to sing in Spanish.
What?
Yeah, I heard a song of him singing in Spanish. I'm like, holy shit.
Well, you know
With
what the
a
thing is?
featured artist
Like,
called Rosalia or some shit.
yeah, like, but if you look at it, Usher did it.
Yeah.
When he made the song with Romeo Santos.
Yep. Drake did it too, right?
Yeah, they're all trying
Some
to.
shit.
They're all trying to get that because it's such a big market, and there's so much money to be made.
Oh
there.
yeah, and you want to capitalize in every hell yeah.
So you want to know something funny? So when I had the old podcast, I had James the Barber from DLG on the show.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
he's a cigar smoker, I heard, right?
Yeah. So it's crazy.
That's crazy
because when the lead singer was fire. Huey was fire. Like he reminded me a little bit of like his voice reminded me of Mark Anthony a little bit.
Oh, nice.
but they had 3 albums, and they had a mixture of that salsa and that reggae.
Yeah.
Mixed it into one. Which was fire.
Yeah, because you're trying to put it all in one, so you can capitalize on on each genre. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
That's why you got rappers singing now. You got singers rapping. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to hit every market.
Think about this though. There's no more bands. Everybody's a solo act now.
Yeah. Yep.
Like back in the day, we had Drew Hill, Jagged Edge, 112.
Drew Hill. I saw Drew Hill live, man. I'm a big
Drew
Hill guy.
Yeah, Drew Hill's that was my band in the 90s. You couldn't tell me nothing about Drew Hill.
100%.
Like Jagged Edge, Jagged Edge don't got nothing on Drew Hill. If Drew Hill didn't have so much infighting, nah. The albums was fire. All 3 of the albums was fire.
Drew Hill was nasty, B. I love Drew Hill.
Yeah.
I'm fucking huge fan of Drew Hill. Brother, man, I'm about to skedaddle. I'm about to get to my destination.
No, you good to go, man. Yo,
man,
Miguel,
it was a pleasure, man.
Listen, man. Yo, I appreciate you coming on, man. Listen, don't be a stranger. Hopefully in 2 or 3 months I can get you back on. We catch up again. You promote your new releases.
Down. I appreciate you having me on here, and I appreciate the love, my friend.
Yes, sir. Guys, we are out of here. This is Big Guilty Cigar Podcast. You know the vibes already. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We out of here. Until next time. Peace.
Peace out.